Hello and welcome to a video. Today I'm going to talk about IoT creators. They are not just producing these nice and awesome socks. Thank you, by the way, but also a backend service or SIM cards. They sell SIM cards and provide a backend service that makes NB-IoT as easy as LoRaWAN. And I'm super fascinated and super excited about that. I did a couple of test runs with my Pycom GPy device, that one here, which is standing on my desk, and the IoT Creator SIM card is inserted into that device. It's an NB-IoT. It has an NB-IoT modem. And in this video, I'm going to show you why IoT Creators makes NB-IoT as easy as LoRaWAN. So let's start. First of all, I want to show you how their backend system looks like. This is their platform. You can buy SIM cards. You get one for free. And you can register devices on their backend by providing an email number, which is the number of the modem, and you can select a protocol. They support various kind of protocols. In this example, we are using UDP, and we are sending hexadecimal byte strings to that backend, and also to send downlinks back onto the device. So I've registered that SIM card or that device already, and there was a connectivity check here. This is why there's payload already, and the IMSI is also set. I'm also going to use Visual Studio Code. And one of the coolest things about the Pycom modules is you can program them in MicroPython, which is super easy. And also, as you can see here, it's connected now. And they have this live Python console, which is directly running on that Pycom device. So that means we can live code on the device and execute the code. So what I've done on the weekend, I was checking how easy it is to connect those devices to IoT Creators. And I've been writing a couple of things like wrappers. They are all available open source here on our repository. It's an open repository, so you can install them and test them out. And today, I'm going to show you why this is super easy to connect to NB-IoT. So first of all, let's type a couple of things here into the console, like a variable for the IoT Creators APN, which you need to provide to connect to the backend systems and also the band. And then I provided this LTE wrapper, which is a wrapper around the Pycom module. Let's initialize that. And now I'm going to copy the LTE connection, the start LTE connection command. If I hit enter now, this will force the modem to connect to NB-IoT and the IoT Creators backend. I'm going to press enter now. And as you can see, this starts the initial connectivity request. It's attaching now to the cell tower. And once it is attached, it is also connecting to the APN and the NB-IoT backend. This takes a couple of seconds. This was a cold start now, and it took 17 seconds. I've made some tests. It's like between 5 to 10 seconds on a regular basis. A cold start is a couple of seconds longer. So this is all we needed to do to connect that Pycom to the IoT Creators backend. What we're going to do now is we're going to send a message from the Pycom directly to the IoT Creators UDP server. So let's put in a couple of variables more for IP address of that UDP server and also the UDP service port. Now I've created another wrapper for sending IoT Creators messages. I'm going to initialize that. And now I'm going to copy another line here, which is sending the message. And the message we are going to send is just hello from Pycom. I'm going to press enter, and this is now being sent over UDP to the IoT Creators backend. Let's switch into the IoT Creators backend. We can press on refresh here. And as you can see, there's different payload now. This was just a couple of minutes ago, a couple of seconds ago. I can click and copy it. And because this is just hexadecimal, we need to convert hex to string. Let's use this web page here, paste this, press on convert. And as you can see, it's hello from Pycom. So this is working super perfect. IoT Creators also has support for downlinks, and they are working in the exact same way like LoRaWAN. You can queue up downlinks via API or over this backend platform. And let's say here, hello from cloud. We encode this as hex. And when I press on send now, this message is not being sent directly to the device, but it's been queued on the downlink server. That means when this Pycom device sends a new message, it automatically fetches the downlink. And now let's go back into Visual Studio Code. And we are going to create another wrapper object here, but instead of the default ones, I'm going to add another setting. Downlink is true. Press enter, and I'm going to send the same message once more. And as you can see, it takes a little bit longer now because that was of the downlink. It was waiting for downlinks to arrive from the IoT Creators backend. And we can access this downlink now, the downlink payload, by providing message.downlink payload. And as you can see, there's hexadecimal inside in here. So let's go once more into the online hex to string converter, convert this. And this is hello from cloud. We can also directly see it on the console, by the way. In the examples, there's send and receive. If I just copy that one, paste this function here, and by providing this print, I can see, okay, hello from cloud. So this is actually super amazing. And it's just awesome because it's just like LoRaWAN. You send something over UDP. It's encrypted because of the nature of NB-IoT and this cellular connectivity. You send it to the IoT Creators backend. It's listed in here, and you can work with downlinks and queue them up. It's really just like LoRaWAN. It's really exciting to see that. So also, I've been providing a couple of different examples. There is this sensor data, and in here, I'm just providing some random sensor data. It's fake sensor data, and I'm going to convert them into a hexadecimal payload, and I'm sending this through the IoT Creators. And I'm doing this because I want to show you how you can connect the IoT Creators to your third-party application. In this example, I'm going to use Datacake, of course, for sure, but you could also use something else. And in this project in here, you find the application server backend. And this is now set to a device which is running on Datacake. It's the template device. This is the URL, and we simply added it here into the application server. So this is all set. I don't need to do anything else here. But as you can see, this was a deactivated serial number. This serial number actually is the EMI of the device. So the routing takes place on the EMI. I have activated it back again and go on dashboard. As you can see, everything is here to 0. IoT Creators, this is the same EMI. And what we can do now is let's go onto Visual Studio Code. And instead of doing this manually on the console, what I'm doing now is in the examples of that device, there's this boot option, and this is set to run the examples in here. So let's just simply reset the device and let it run that example. So I'm going to press on upload in here, no changes. This is now resetting the board, and the board is starting this example, which means it's attaching to the cellular network. As you can see here, this was already, this was a warm start, a hot start, which just took 1.4 seconds to connect to NB-IoT. This has been sending the data to the cloud. And if we go now into in here, we can press refresh payload. We can see it's a different payload. This is actual sensor data. And if I'm now on Datacake, I can see the exact same values like been set here, 25.4, 45.4, and 3.12, which converts to these things on Datacake. This is NB-IoT in its simplest and easiest form and just super unproblematic. And I'm really, really amazed and excited about how the IoT Creators platform works. And I was working on the weekend with their backend systems, and I simply created this kind of wrapper. But still, it's just using the basic functionalities that Pycom provide. So at the end, the actual code to send something through their backend system is just 21 lines, including the white space and the comments in here. If you have a downlink, it's just less than 30. And if you want to send real sensor data, it's like 40 lines of code, which is impressive for NB-IoT. I think this is the way NB-IoT should be. It should be like LoRaWAN, and you can see how easy it is, and also to receive downlinks and work with downlinks. Let me see if we can see this once more here. Yeah, it's just amazing. I'm really impressed. If you want to know something about IoT Creators, please check out their website. They have a super cool documentation. We also provide guides on how to hook up IoT Creators to Datacake. And also we have this open source firmware or application for Pycom GPy or cellular devices. Yes, that's it. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.